it was great that we were at the hospital. We needed to be there because all the things were happening. What's going on, y'all? It's Jone'e, and welcome back to Embracing My Journey, where I talk all things motherhood and lifestyle. Today's video is all about my labor and delivery story. I had planned to have a home birth, and if you leave it to me, baby, I still had a home birth, but ended up getting transferred. So I want to tell you all how that all went down, starting from the very beginning all the way until my baby boy was born, and he's here with me asleep. Okay, let's get into it. So September 15th, I noticed that my body was doing something different. The moment I stepped into work, I stepped over the threshold to go into work, and there was this, I felt this leakage come out, some fluid come out. I didn't think anything of it, went to the bathroom. It was very small, so I just thought it was discharged, but I did call my midwife and doula to let them know. Neither one of them were concerned about it, as I also didn't have any pain, and it was just a little bit. Fast forward the rest of the day, there was more, and it happened maybe three or four times by the end of the day. I called them both again. My midwife also, she gives us a package to have, so when we have our home birth, inside that package or that box was an amnicator, and that amnicator lets you know if you've gone into labor or not. So if it turns blue, that means you've gone into labor. If not, then you haven't. I didn't have the amnicator with me at work, so I had to wait until I got home to do it. So I ended up leaving work early. That amnicator also was at my parents' house where I planned to do the home birth. For some reason, I thought the box was only for her and her like things that she needed when we gave birth. But obviously there were things in there that was for me to use prior to giving birth. My mom and dad dropped off the amnicator to the house, and I was able to take it. It didn't turn blue, so that means that I was not in labor. Went on about the rest of the day, ate my dinner, and I ate my dinner 6:30. That was that. Went to sleep at around 11. I woke up at 12:15 with the feeling that I had to go to the bathroom. So I'm trying to go to the bathroom, and as I'm using the bathroom, this time I'm peeing involuntarily. Like this time I'm not doing, this time I'm not doing it. It's just coming. So I'm like, okay, this is different, and this is not what happens on the regular when I'm going to the bathroom. So this could be labor. And then I called my midwife, let her know like, this is coming out and I'm not doing it. So she gave us 2 amnicators. So I took one earlier on Friday, which was September 15th. Now it's 12 a.m. on Saturday, September 16th. Took the other one, and I had my boyfriend to do it, to like swab, just to make sure we got in there, to make sure that this was what we're about to do. We're about to go into labor. So he swabbed it and immediately didn't take it out, and it turned blue right away. That means we are in labor. And as I'm talking to the midwife and letting her know, like the moment he took the swab is when the surges and waves starts happening. So my doula and I refer to the contractions as surges and waves, so that way we got the negative connotation of contractions out of my brain. So that's when the waves started to happen, the moment we found out that labor was happening after the amnicator. And as I'm talking to the midwife is when I started to feel the pain, and and also more fluid started to come out. I guess my water was breaking into small increments instead of one big gush. So we're staying at home, and I'm also talking on the phone with her, explaining to her how every wave feels when it happens. As the waves are happening, I noticed that I'm also having back labor, lower back labor too. So anytime a wave would come, my back would hurt, and that was not comfortable at all. Mind you, from the very beginning, I was very prepared. Over the 9 months, I've been training myself like, I'm having a home birth, this is going to happen. I know I'm not getting medicine, so I'm training my body to get through this. So, and my doula also worked with me to help me like train my body to get through this home birth. I'm talking to her. It's about now going on 1 o'clock. We didn't go to my parents' house yet because they kind of come in later on when we get to kind of active labor, not in the early stages of labor. So we didn't go there yet. I'm just talking to her about like what it feels like, where's the surge happening and the waves happening. And I'm also tracking it inside of an app that, and I can also tell you all the app where she had me track. It's called Contractions Timer, and it looks, oh, let me show you the thing. It looks like, oh, actually has just like a little, this thing right here. I can also send her a link as well so that she can see like how often they're coming and the timing of them all. As I'm tracking them, they're coming on, they seem to be coming on pretty fast. So she advised us to go to my parents' house. Dominic packed our bag really quickly, and then we headed out. As I'm walking to the car, another wave has come, and I didn't think I was gonna make it to the car, but we did. And I just breathed through it and just tell myself it's okay. The closer and the more intense that these waves come, the closer I am to my baby. And that's what I kept repeating myself, and I just breathed through it all. And that's pretty much what got me through the day. Riding to my parents' house, it seemed like a very long ride, and the ride is only 20 minutes, but it seemed so long, and every bump seemed so harsh and so hard. Just hurry up and let's get there. And this is around 2 o'clock. We get to my parents' house probably around 2:20ish or so. My parents we had already called them to put up the birthing pool and get everything set up. So they had the pool set up, and I didn't get in the pool right away because the midwife let us know that we want to get in the pool kind of when we get closer to getting ready to push the baby out, and not just sitting in the pool, because it can also slow down labor and all those things. So just going through the motions. My mom is, every time I have a surge, remember, it goes to my back, so my mom is like massaging my back. Anytime that it happens, I'm trying to stand up, sway through it, breathe through it, do all the things that I practiced throughout the 9 months to get here. And so then I realized I need to go probably sit, all right? Here we're talking about you and your story. I need to go to the bathroom. It feels like I have to go to the bathroom. Anytime a surge came, it feels like I had to, and I'm going back and forth between surge and wave, same thing. Anytime a wave came, surge came, it felt like I had to go to the bathroom. So to me, it felt like I just need to sit on the toilet just in case. So I went to sit on the toilet. My doula, midwife are on their way to my parents' house. And as the moment they get there, I just feel, I've already felt safe because I'm in my house. But the moment they get there, I'm just like, I could breathe. Like, I just want them there with me. And my doula, who's Olivia, never left. Neither one of them never left my side the entire time. But while I was in the bathroom, I was squeezing on her so tightly every time these waves came, and I so appreciate her and Kai, who's our midwife. But I needed them. I just need, like, that was the extra little push when they came. It was just like, okay, I got this, we good. I stayed on the toilet for quite some time. I can't remember the time, like what time I actually got off the toilet to go into the pool, but with each wave, I just breathed. They talked to me, they gave me motivation, encouragement. We had the music playing, like soft music playing in the background. The setting was just right, exactly how I envisioned it. I had my family there, everything was perfect how I envisioned it. So I felt safe. I felt safe to go through this. I surrendered to the process. I didn't tense up or anything. It was just perfect. Everything was perfect, exactly how I envisioned. Eventually ended up getting off the toilet because now I'm dilating, getting closer to the 10 centimeters.
Follow it all the way through. Yes,
You got this.
Yes,
You got this. All the way down. Bring that baby down. Down, down, down. That's it. Down, 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 down. You got it, Mama.
That's it. Lower and deeper.
get into the pool, and I'm just trying to I guess push the baby out at this point. So I never knew the like I never knew how many centimeters I had dilated until later. So Kai, who's the midwife, was able to feel that his head is right there. And as we're going through this process too, she's also making sure to monitor his heart rate.
Now focus on your inhales. Deep, deep cleansing breaths. Deep, deep, deep cleansing breaths. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Deep, deep, deep inhale.
So his head's right there, so I'm like almost there. Almost there. And then with one of the, as she began to take his heart rate again, she realized that anytime that I'm pushing, because he's here, so I'm trying to push him out, anytime that I'm pushing, his heart rate goes down. So this was when she said, I remember she's like, okay, Imani, sometimes with home births, it doesn't always go as planned. We have to get transferred. Never, not once did I become scared at all. I felt so safe with them. I felt, what you gonna do? Give me a second, y'all. Yeah, all right. You're okay. Part of the reason me hiring them as our doula and midwife is because I knew that if anything happened, they would know when it's time to go. This is their job. They know what they're doing, and they've been doing it for a while. So I never felt scared, not once. And I remember when I was doing my consultation with Kai, who's a midwife, I remember telling her that no matter what happens in this process, because we never know, babies do their own thing. Clearly he decided that he didn't want to be pushed out. Babies do their own thing. I am comfortable with whatever, and I'm ready for whatever and however this journey goes. So my plan is to be here, but if we have to be transferred for the safety of my baby and myself, do what we got to do. So when she said that, I was like, okay, we just breathe and let's get, because the waves didn't stop. They're still going, so let me just breathe. I know my dad called the ambulance. The men in the ambulance were so nice, so respectful of what's going on, and they actually like made little jokes and stuff so I could like laugh, which was cool. So, and then first of all, I've never seen the ambulance drive so fast, and I've never been in the ambulance, but I've never seen like on the street drive so fast, but it seemed like they got me to the hospital so fast, and I appreciate it because I couldn't. So, oh, this is also another thing. I'm like all over the place. This is also another thing. So as I'm having those surges, or as I'm having the surges and feeling like I need to push him out, I know that pushing makes his heart rate go down. So Kai's telling me maybe not try to push, and I know it's going to be difficult to do, but because when I push, his heart rate goes down. So that was the hardest thing to do for me, is not try to push when I feel like I have to. So while we're on the way to the ambulance, just cracking jokes, and just making me feel comfortable, so that way I didn't focus on me having to push. We get to the hospital, and at that point it seemed like everything was happening so fast. My midwife and doula was still there with me, because another fear that I had without having a midwife and doula was when we get to the hospital, all types of things can happen. So they stood by my side the entire time, and I so appreciate them. When we got there, we're in the room. They're checking baby's heart rate, checking doing all the things to make sure that we're okay. They gave me two options, because now it's time sensitive, because it feels like he's right here. Like, it felt like I was sitting on his head, like he's ready to come out. This is where I found out I was 10 centimeters. So your girl did 10 centimeters at home, no medication. Yes, I was proud of myself, because it was all mental. Literally, it was all mental. It still was painful, but it's mental. Like, your mental needs to be up here to get through that. And I was very proud of myself for doing that, because he was ready to come. He just decided he wanted to come a different way. And I did all the things right. So we get to the hospital, time sensitive. They gave me two options. I can do a forceps procedure, which means they use the tongs or tools to kind of get him out, because he's right here. They can like kind of squeeze him and grab him out. Or I can do a C-section. C-section did not sit right with me. Like, just hearing that made me go into panic in that moment, because I'm just like, I cannot do that. I cannot see me undergoing a surgical procedure. They gave me the pros and cons of both, like they do with any type of procedure, and I decided to go with the forceps because he's here. I also made sure to talk to my midwife and doula before I did that, and made sure that we were on the same page. Like, are you all okay with me doing this, and do you all feel like this is okay for us to do, to make sure that baby and I are safe? They were on board, and this is what we went with. I had to end up getting the epidural for both, no matter which one I decided to do. So I had to get an epidural, got that done, and then once that kicked in, I didn't feel anything. And this kind of made me a little sad, because I wanted to feel him come out, but I was fine that I felt the rest of the other part of the labor, but I did want to feel him come out. And of course, with the epidural, I didn't feel anything down, and I didn't want to feel anything by the time they got those tubes out. They ended up doing the forceps procedure and pulled him out. Also, in the middle of pulling him out, they also realized that there was he had shoulder dystocia. I always say this wrong. Shoulder dystocia, which means that his shoulder was stuck in my pelvis and wouldn't come out. So they had to maneuver, do whatever they had to do to pull that out. I did feel a plop when his shoulder came out, but I didn't feel any pain. And then also there was meconium leakage, so there was meconium in the fluid, which they needed to get out of his nose so that he can breathe regularly. It was great that we were at the hospital. We needed to be there because all the things were happening. Yeah, so we needed to be there. My baby was meant to be born, like meant to come out, because I'm still gonna say half of the birth was at the house, half of the birth was at the hospital. Okay, because mommy did the work at home. But yeah, we needed to be at the hospital because we needed help with all of those things. All of those things we couldn't have done at the hospital or done at home. And even Kai said, like, this needed to be done at the hospital to keep you all safe. And so I was perfectly fine with that. I just wanted us to be safe. My whole goal for this pregnancy and birth was for us to be safe, and which is why I hired a doula and a midwife, because I knew that those two people would help me feel safe, as also just navigating the world of hospital and pregnancy. They made me feel safe. So super excited about that. And at 4:17 p.m. on September 16th, my baby boy was born. He was born. He did have to stay in NICU for 24 hours just to make sure that any side effects of the forceps, shoulder dystocia, and meconium, and make sure that he can breathe. So I did cry. Like, I was like, oh my God. That was like the first time where I was just like, But we got to see him at any time. So we could have gone in there at 2, which I did, 2 a.m. at any time, and then just stay with him. So I was up. Best believe I was up. In that 24 hours, I was over there seeing my baby, making sure everything is going right. The team who delivered us was awesome. My midwife, my doula was awesome. I am super proud and happy about how my birthing story came out, though I had to be transferred. And that's part of his story. So you did some of the work at home, and you just needed a little extra push when we got to the hospital, because we needed those things, and that's fine. So I'm super happy about how my birth turned out. I got to experience a home birth. Yeah, and I got to really test and see my strength and my power, mentally and physically, and I'm so happy about that, because yeah, I'm a boss, superwoman, for real. And I'm just really proud. I would recommend, whether you plan on having a hospital birth or a home birth, get a doula and a midwife, because they are amazing. Make sure you do your research. I can also make a video about the types of questions I ask for when having a consultation with my midwife and doula too, and the things to look for. But they were absolutely amazing. I couldn't have done this without them. So thank you, Kai. Thank you, Olivia. You all are some amazing ladies, and like, y'all are stuck with me for real, whether I have more kids or not. Y'all are like my family, and I really do appreciate y'all. And my baby's name is Artist. I never said that in the video, but yes, we appreciate you, Artist Dominic, and I appreciate you all so much, and we love you all. I'm really excited about how my story came out, and I wouldn't have changed it, because at the end of the day, we're safe, we're healthy, and that's all that mattered to me. That is our labor and delivery story. I definitely embraced my journey, so remember to embrace your journey, mama, because it makes you who you are today, and you got this. Peace.